He's tough on crime, the guardian angels, history with New York City. They see him as a real New Yorker, and those polled say he's a tough and a strong leader. But in a twist of irony, will Curtis Sliwa's tough on crime backers pave the way for soft on crime Mamdani? Curtis Sliwa's candidacy keeps as a three-way race, and as you saw, that could mean the Democratic Socialists takes the throne in New York City.
I am here to fight. I carry the Republican banner, and I am not surrendering or retreating. I think it would be a horrible day for all America and Republicans if, in fact, Zohran Mamdani became the mayor, and I'm intent in 36 days to try to prove that.
I'm joined now by Curtis Sliwa, live in studio. Curtis, thank you for being here.
Oh, my pleasure.
Great to have you. I want to play a clip. You're vowing to stay in the race, but I want to play a clip from John Catsimatidis, one of your backers, a strong Republican. Listen to what he says.
Look, we love Curtis. We want him to do as well as he can, and he would make a great mayor. But if I said to him, let's wait a week, wait 2 weeks, wait 3 weeks. But if you don't see a path to winning, then I think you got to do what you got to do.
Which means get out, so save the city.
What's your response to that?
First of all, he's never been a big backer of mine. In 2021, when I ran against Eric Adams, he didn't support me. He supported Eric Adams, who, by the way, I was supposed to drop out for when Cuomo lost the primary. Remember, you got to drop out for Eric Adams. Are you kidding? This guy just dropped out. Everybody plays a dropout game. John never supported me for mayor in the beginning, doesn't support me today. I don't work for John Catsimatidis. They put this misnomer out. I am independent and autonomous. The Republican candidate, a populist candidate who also has an independent Save the Animals line, first ever in electoral history, where we call for no-kill shelters and putting animal abusers in jail. A lot of women are going to vote on that line, and they are the majority of the voters.
And what do you say to a Republican voter, maybe? I've seen Republicans who say, look, I would never vote for Cuomo. He does not represent me. I've seen some who say, I just can't stomach a Democratic socialist. So what would you say to that voter who says, is this paving the way for a socialist takeover? Well,
first off, what's the difference between Cuomo and Mamdani when it comes to crime? They're both for no cash bail. Remember, Cuomo started that and destroyed the state of New York. The criminals actually run free now. We live in a state and city where we lock up toothpaste and we don't lock up criminals because of Cuomo. He raised the age. Now we have juvenile drive-by shootings because of Cuomo. He doesn't want a prison. He wants to close Rikers Island. So does Mamdani. They share all of these anti-cop, anti-decent quality of life situations that would diminish New York City even further, put the last nail in the coffin. I'm the only law and order candidate. I'm the only person who says back to blue. Lock up the criminals, and let's get back to having a decent quality of life like when Rudy Giuliani was mayor. If you want to know who Curtis Sliwa is, think of Rudy Giuliani 2.0.
Yes, and look, I remember Cuomo. He has many qualities that are not redeeming, let's just say, during my time in the White House, what he did to the city in COVID. But for those who say, look, he wants to work within the democratic system, and you have Mamdani who wants to abolish the system, and there's a difference there. You say, no, there's no difference. They're both the same.
Oh, no difference at all. And he can never get beyond the 15,000 elderly that he was responsible for their death. Janice Steen, one of your colleagues, led the effort to try to get him to apologize. He's being charged with perjury on the Hill for having lied to America by Republican congresspeople, Elise Stefanik, Mike Lawler, who want this man prosecuted for lying to America. How could you put into the mayor's office somebody who killed 15,000 elderly and has refused to apologize? You just can't do that. And by the way, a man who was charged with 13 acts of sexual harassment. Women will never be safe around Andrew Cuomo.
Curtis, I want to play a clip that really bothers me. And this is Mamdani. He's on The View. And listen to just how majestic he makes socialism sound. Watch this.
Let's quickly tick through all the things that Trump said about you, and let's get that out of the way, all right? Number one, he's attacking you as a communist. Are you?
No, I'm a democratic socialist. That means I believe in dignity for all people.
It means more than that.
Yeah, I think...
You're not a communist. I agree with that.
No, I'm not a communist. And I think, a lot of New Yorkers have asked me, what does it mean that you're a democratic socialist?
Yeah.
And I tell them, to think about the words of Dr. King from decades ago. He said, call it democracy or call it democratic socialism. There has to be a better distribution of wealth for all of God's children in this country. And that's the heart of it.
He makes it sound so nice, but what would he do to this city?
Oh, reminds me of that song by Sade, Smooth Operator. Who was the last smooth operator we saw? President Barack Obama. Nobody was smoother than him. He's learned from him. But then again, when Andrew Cuomo was the leader of the Democratic Party as governor, he embraced the Democratic Socialists. He welcomed them in. He never fought them. He never resisted them. And now they're like the fox that's come into the chicken coop, taking over the Democratic Party. So Andrew Cuomo's not even running as a Democrat. Yep. He's on an independent line. I'm the only other mainstream candidate, the Republican. If you believe in Republican values, cutting taxes, income tax, property tax, corporate tax, they want to raise your taxes. If you believe we have to cut the budget, which is blown out of shape, $118 billion, $41 billion alone for the Department of Education, where we have 100,000 less children. 1/3 of the students are absent every day. And by 4th grade, 2/3 of the children can't read, write, or do math at grade level. That's because of the Democrats. So if you want to bring back Cuomo and recycle him, who fled impeachment and ran to the Hamptons, he's the only one who's ever dropped out before. Well, then vote for the guy who surrendered before, because he said if he loses to Zohran Mamdani, he's running off to Florida. I stay. I improve. I don't move. I fight for what I know is right. I don't retreat. I don't surrender. The battle is between the Republican Curtis Sliwa and the Democrat Zohran Mamdani. Tough noogies, Andrew. You had your chance. And Zohran beat you badly in the Democratic primary because you didn't run a race. You don't get a second chance.
Yeah, and voters say you're a real New Yorker. So there you have it. Curtis Sliwa, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
All right, amid a growing epidemic of